I was looking down the valley from Jiri. Now there's a new hospital or something being built here, which is a bit of a pity for the view that it blocks. But this is the bazaar and the bus park. People unloading here. A lot of them get around in these Indian sumo vehicles for the rougher roads. And then we have the short buses as well. But yeah, this is a bit of shopping here. Fruit shops, liquor, pharmacies, phone shops, little bakery there to get some cream donuts when I'm in the mood. So I'm going to take a walk down towards the Hillary and Tenzing Memorial, because he passed through here on the way to Everest, Sagamata. Looks like you can hire bikes here also. So obviously these buildings survived the earthquake, but there was a bunch of small shambly shops along this edge of this river here before, and a little cafe with a dwarf making coffee, but that seems to have gone. So that's the main street of the bazaar. My motel's up there. There's a stupa up the road there. Hotel Evergreen also. Now I bought a jersey here way back in May when it was getting pretty chilly, and the hat that I'm wearing at the moment. Yeah, so this little road follows this creek. Back end of the shambly little buildings. Did I make that word up? Shambly. Looks like a shambles. Yeah, so down here, it's probably too long for the video, but there's a memorial to Hillary and Tenzing. Is that polystyrene or white stone they're going to use in this building? It actually looks like a chalky stone. I'm going to have a closer look. So I'm always a bit intrigued in building materials. I'll step over the gap here. Yeah, that's a chalky stone. So it might be used on a facade or something. Yeah, don't look down, just step over. Yeah, so I've already been down to that memorial to Tenzing and Hillary. There's a couple of statues that doesn't quite look like Hillary in my opinion. I'll go down there another day. These buildings are going up and up around Everest. You know, they used to have a lot of buildings just made from mud and stone, but they were a lovely old ethnic design, but there's very few of them around now, just around some of the villages. So there's a lot more concrete going on. So anyway, I'll take a walk along the bazaar, Lincoln Bazaar of Jiri, downtown Jiri. And there used to be a lot of tourists come through Jiri. Now mostly they fly overhead to Lukla and then walk on through Namche Bazaar and up the high altitudes to get to base camp. So it's a bit of a shame. The government might do some other things for Jiri to attract some customers. There's a cheese factory here, halfway up that mountain in front. So that's always worth a try. There's a lot of spun aluminium pots and pans here. I've bought things here before for our mission house building for the team to have a fry pan and a pressure cooker. There's more pressure cookers in Nepal than I've seen in any country, because that's how they boil up their rice quickly on a small fire to put aside, and then be able to use the same fire with the wok to do some cooking. So we've still got bananas and oranges, tomatoes, ginger, onions, and sometimes you see some guavas. Small apples, sometimes from Mustang. Guavas. Yeah.
My wife.
Yeah. She looks very sweet anyway. And fruity. You are the fruity one and she's the sweet one. You're going to be on YouTube now. So these are little eateries. I think there was a little restaurant for Momo down there also, which is the local delicacy, like a wonton thing. Here's another pot shop. Bit of clay, bit of plastic, bit of spun aluminium, and there's a pressure cooker. That's a good size one. The big old kettles, which end up black on the fires. So you see a bit of Diwali type of decoration at the moment. The marigold flowers decorating everywhere. Now these little fork things, I have been stabbed in my forehead. Now they take them to the temple. They look like devil's forks. And I leant down in the hardware once for some nails, and I had one spike me in the forehead, and I bled like a stuck pig in the hardware. Hello. Mister, got some ice cream there? Here's some shoes for sale in front of the Lama Hotel and Lodge. Alrighty. Now there's recharge, like a Red Bull drink available. A few hotels. Dolaka Sherpa Guest House, the Hotel Yasha is a good sized one. Sherpa Guest House, friends of mine stayed there, but I recommend Sagamata. He's got a clean little place. How's the barber shop? Shall I go down there and see this ramshackle, shambly little barber shop? Hello, barber shop. Namaste. You got very small, Sanu, little barber shop. Tiny little barber shop. Cute. Just looking down the valley and Jiri Technical School down there. Wow, that's the cutest little barber shop I've seen. Hello. Chili peppers. I'm avoiding those at the moment. I got my stomach burnt out with green chili, uncooked, in a salad. So that some of these shops are sort of down below the level of the footpath. Little restaurant there. Hello. Momo? No. Chow mein. Very nice. Thank you. Yeah, I've seen a bit of chow mein in this country too. Here's some rope here. You can hang off Everest. Would you put your life on it? Here's some guavas. The big green guava. I don't know where they're from, but they're quite nice. Nice flavour, nice and juicy. And there's some kiwi fruit. Yeah. Can stay healthy in this country. Plenty of fruit. Try and stay warm as well. Oh, there's a bakery. That might be the place for a bit of cake or bread. I think I've been there before. Yeah, might come back there. Just take a little walk. Now here is my favourite, and this is my hotel. Sagamata. It's set back a little bit, and it's the name is it's the local name for Everest. Krishna is the boss, very welcoming, and a great standard there. He took a bit of a risk building that, loaning the money, but his previous guest house had fallen down, like a lot of these. And he said if he had his time again, he probably wouldn't have invested because tourism has dropped, and then of course COVID, and I think he'll be struggling a little bit. So I recommend him to all my friends. Sagamata. Yeah, so that's looking back. down around the corner is my mechanic to get some oil on the chain, or I got my another tube in my tyre yesterday. It's a grand looking place, Hotel Hemant. And in that corner there below the Century Commercial Bank is a little Momo restaurant. And it's fairly new. Make a nice Momo. You can have it steamed or fried with a bit of sauce. And it's very nice. Yeah. And here's the local broom made out of some of the grasses and straws. And of course the baskets that are carried on their backs. They carry everything on those. Leaves for the goats, rocks and crops, and maybe a baby or two. So it's been quite good that since I've been coming to Jiri and Nepal, that an ATM has opened up here in below the Prime Bank alongside, so you can pull out a bit of cash when you need it. Yeah, and so there's a hotel here, Gayabilla. You can buy some cheese from the Jiri cheese factory. Is available down here. Interesting guy, the owner. He met Hillary and Hillary's son, and has got some stories about that, so quite good. And this little Sathi Mart, you can buy some modern products like muesli and honey and a few things like jam that hasn't really been available much in places like this, so that's quite handy for tourists and foreigners. So there we have it. There's two little bridges passing through Jiri. The river passes through. Yeah, here's a tiny skinny hotel called the Chudung Hotel and Lodge. Yeah, she looks old school. The building alongside it is gone, might have fallen down. Just a pile of rubble down there. Yeah, you could buy this property and build a skyscraper. Yeah, so that's a bit of Jiri. On a chilly afternoon, the sun going down. And I'll go back up to that bakery and might buy a piece of cake to have with a coffee back at the Hotel Evergreen. All good.